here at Citi Field for the 2024 National League Division Series on FS1, presented by Booking.com. Citi Field, since its opening in 2009, has never seen the Mets clinch a playoff series. They're one win away from doing that, while the division champion Philadelphia Phillies need to win tonight to extend this series to a decisive Game 5 on Friday in Philadelphia. Inside the broadcast booth, Adam Amin, Adam Wainwright, AJ Pierzynski, Tom Verducci is with us as well. We have seen multiple Mets come up with clutch hit after clutch hit over the last couple of weeks. But Pete Alonso came alive in the wild card series, and the polar bear has awakened from hibernation.
The star on the Mets is Francisco Lindor. But the other guy is Pete Alonso. He's a free agent possibly at the end of the year. And you're right, Adam. He has risen from his slumber and has feasted on pitching in the playoffs so far. What has he done? He's hit huge home runs. The home run in Milwaukee to get them here. The home run earlier in the series, and then the home run yesterday to get them going off Aaron Nola. The key, they're all opposite field. All three home runs from Pete Alonso to right field. That is a great sign if you are a Mets fan. It means he's seeing the ball well, he's using the whole field, and he is letting the ball travel so he can bear claw it out to right.
AJ, you've talked a lot about this. The Phillies need to be the first team to score tonight to take the crowd out of it. The offense, Waino, has to get going, and it has to be a team effort tonight.
Yeah, this is an offense that's built from top to bottom to be like championship caliber. The 1 through 5 guys have stepped up in big situations, especially in Game 2. What we have not seen is the bottom half of that order, 6 through 9. You can see they're 4 for their last 41. Only 1 extra base hit with 13 strikeouts. If this team is going to be a total team offense, they really need the back half of that order to step up today.
And Ranger Suarez has been so crucial to this team in the postseason the last couple of years. He did not have a very good second half, but playoff Ranger is what Rob Thompson expects tonight.
Well, if you were going to name a first half Cy Young, Ranger Suarez would have been it. And they're hoping that he returns to that form today because of the second half of the season. He's not been himself. He got hit in the hand. He had some back problems. But ever since that, he has not looked like himself. But we've seen him in the past. We've seen him in the postseason. He is a wizard in the playoffs, and that's who they're hoping they get on the mound today.
It is the Mets 1 win away from the league championship series. It is the Phillies desperate, backs against the wall to try to force a Game 5. These two division rivals from Citi Field next on FS1. Two longtime rivals playing in the postseason. It was the Mets getting late inning magic, 5 in the 8th inning to win Game 1. A back and forth affair, and the Phillies offense got going with the Castellanos walk-off to win Game 2. And then last night, 7 sparkling Sean Manaea innings and a 7-run outburst for the Mets' best performance of the playoffs. It's 2-1 in favor of New York. We saw the Phillies offense trying to get going. As you see the weather tonight, 67 degrees, another chill in the air, feeling like October baseball. We take a look at today's same game parlay. It is available now on FanDuel. Tom Verducci, the offense for the Phillies 2 out of the 3 games has not gotten much traction. What can you tell us about this offensive performance so far?
Well, Adam, the Mets have thrown a boatload of secondary pitches to use the Phillies' aggressiveness against them. The Phillies have swung out of the zone 35% of the time. That's up from 30% in the regular season. And today they face Jose Quintana, who is a master at getting hitters to chase his changeup. Now, after Game 3, Phillies manager Rob Thompson held a clubhouse meeting in which he told his team a quote from Joe Torre: "Do the little things, and the big things will happen." Adam?
Thank you so much, Tom. 4 postseason losses in a row and facing elimination. Rob Thompson hopes that this offense gets going, especially in the early innings. Schwarber had that solo blast in Game 1 in the first, but not a whole lot in the early frames for Philadelphia in this series. Weston Wilson is in left field, the 30-year-old rookie making his first career postseason start, trying to add something new to the bottom of this Philadelphia order. Jose Quintana, the 35-year-old who signed with the New York Mets 18 years ago as an international free agent, now has a chance to take them to the league championship series.
Yeah, he's had 7 starts since August 25th, 4-1. You see the ERA, .64, under 1 whip, only 12 walks, 34 strikeouts. He has been masterful lately.
Loves that sinker. That's the pitch that has been a key piece in his arsenal.
It is, and you're going to see him work it at the top of the zone. He's going to work that sinker and that four-seamer up there on the hands of the righties, away to lefties. He's got that good curveball and a very good changeup off the back of it.
Kyle Schwarber leads things off here in Game 4 from Citi Field. Two for 12, a home run, a single. Then he went 0 for 10. He walked in his last 2 trips. In Game 3, did Schwarber. 1-1 the count. From
See him
Quintana.
work that curveball right there, right off the edges. He's a master at working the edges, Adam. He's not going to leave too much in the middle of the plate.
A 1-1 pitch to Schwarber. 1-2. Tapper foul up the first base line. 6 umpire rotation in the postseason. The crew chief James Hoy is behind the plate for this one. We do see a change with John Tumpane stepping in for Rob Drake. He is the third base umpire tonight. Got him. 1 away.
This is the game, like you talked about, Wayno, for me. Breaking ball away. You see Schwarber way out in front. Quintana is one of the lowest pitchers in the strike zone in all of Major League Baseball. The Phillies chase, like Tom said, who's going to win? Can the Phillies be patient enough to wait him out? And can Quintana get him to swing enough off the plate to have bad swings like we saw from Schwarber and get weak contact, which is what Quintana's known for.
Now right-hander in Trey Turner. And it's a ball and a strike. The sinker for Quintana so important, especially against right-handers. You know that he's going to try to pound that inside against him too. Both pitchers, in fact, that's part of the plan.
That right there, that four seam, that's his bread and butter. He uses it up and in. He's actually started throwing that sinker more than his four seam the last 2 years. It seems to be a trend here with these Mets.
I don't want people at home watching to look at the miles per hour, the velocity of Quintana. His motion is very deceptive. That 92 looks 94, 95, 96 because of his motion and the thought of the changeup and the big curveball in the back of your mind as a hitter.
Also a great thing to add to what you just said, AJ. You're exactly right. When you locate your stuff, it's like adding 2 or 3 miles an hour. If you're down the middle, it takes it away.
Turner lifts it in the air, right center field. It'll be the birthday boy Starling Marte for the second out. Let's take a look at our Fox Foresight. It is powered by Google Cloud. Bryce Harper coming to the plate. The sinker again is a huge key. 345 against the sinker. Keep that in mind as he faces Quintana. Real-time insights are powered by Google Cloud.
That's right-handed sinkers. For me, he's not hitting 345 off left-handed sinkers, Adam. Sinkers coming into lefties are death to most left-handed hitters from a left-handed pitcher.
0-1 on Harper.
See how Bryce kind of, he'd get those hips going towards first base just a hair. That's those sinkers. You better get them in there though, AJ, because if you leave that sinker middle in, he can deposit that real quick.
0-1 to Harper. Way inside that time. To your point, Wayno, if you're going to get it in, you better get it in.
Get it in there, but you know what? That's a great effect pitch right there. Gets him off, down, and away.
He's got the curve and the changeup as well. Not afraid to throw lefty on lefty. Harper fouls it away, and it's 1-2.
See how slow he is? Everything is slow, and then the ball jumps out of his hand. He has a very slow motion and then a quick arm action. And then right here, Bryce Harper's late on this ball.
1-2 pitch. And tried to go away from him. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Quintana to Harper. Was homered off of him in 16 at bats one time. 2-2 pitch.
Check this motion out one more time right here. Most great pitchers in the big leagues, watch his hand. You won't see this ball until it's about to come out of his hand. It's behind him, behind him, behind him, behind his head, and then all of a sudden, it's out of nowhere. Great pitchers hide the ball really well. Makes that fastball, like AJ said, look from 91 to 94, 95.
Another 2-2. Did he go around? He did. One, two, three in the first with a pair of strikeouts to the bottom of the first in Game 4. The first, they've brought Francisco Lindor as the leadoff man since the middle of May, and he will lead things off. Same lineup just about with the left-hander on the bump. It is J.D. Martinez getting the start. Jose Iglesias has had good numbers against Ranger Suarez, 6 for 8 in his career with a couple of extra base hits and only 1 strikeout. And this was the best season of his 3 as a full-time starter for Philadelphia for Ranger Suarez.
It was, in the first half was absolutely amazing. 12-8 this year with a 3-4. At the halfway point, he had like a 1-5.
His sinker is a key against the righties today. Lindor, the switch hitter, bats right-handed and takes a strike. Quickly 0-2 on Francisco Lindor.
And much differently than some of the other pitchers we've seen this series, Ranger uses his sinker, curveball, four-seam, changeup, cutter in the same percentages every year. He knows exactly who he is, which is a great thing when you get in these big moments and you know who you are as a pitcher, you know how to use your repertoire and how you like to do it. It helps you settle in, it helps you be more calm in the big moments.
Home with a 1-2 to Lindor, and it's 2-2.
Watch Ranger Suarez. Low. Everything is low, 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 low. Down. Can the Mets lay off? Can they make him throw the ball up? Can they elevate the ball? The key to hitting to Ranger Suarez is he'll give up hits, but you got to get him in the air.
And he gets the strikeout on a curveball on Lindor. 1 away for Suarez.
It's that big breaking ball. And everything Ranger throws, it just has a little bit more depth, a little bit more movement than your eyes can pick up. He's got a little bit more metrically movement than anything else.
Vientos out in front of a curveball and he fouls it. To AJ's point, Suarez's ground ball rate is about 11% higher than league average. Vientos wants the ball up. He has been crushing it over the course of the playoffs. That one's way up, and it's 1-1.
But that was a purpose pitch. That was, hey, I'm going to show you up. I'm going to show you up and then try to back you off. Now we can go sinker down and away, change up down and away. Nothing wrong with early in a game trying to establish something into these righties.
Quickly 1-2 on Vientos, who has not had great success against Ranger Suarez. Just 3 for 15 with 7 strikeouts. Home with a 1-2. Suarez last pitched in a game on September the 27th at Washington nearly 2 weeks ago. He only went 2 innings. As these guys talked about, it's been a struggle in the second half. But he pitched last Wednesday in Philadelphia's intra-squad scrimmage while the Phillies were awaiting the winner of the Mets-Brewers series. That's the last start he made in the regular season. He tossed 2 innings in the scrimmage, needed just 21 pitches, and looked like he was at 92-93 most of the day. A 2-2. Vientos towards the gap, left center field. Well struck, and that's going to get to the wall. Another extra base hit possibly for Vientos, and he's got it.
A little sinker is up just enough for Vientos. 108.3 off the bat. Here's the thing. Mark Vientos this postseason versus left-handed pitcher, 6 for 7 now with 4 extra base hits. Versus righties, not as dangerous. He is crushing lefties.
Now here's the lefty Brandon Nimmo, the lone lefty in the lineup today. He fouls it at the plate. Nimmo just 3 for 25 in his career against Ranger Suarez.
Oh, no.
No swing, and the count is even on Brandon Nimmo. Home run in game 2. He's had clutch hits in the late innings in particular throughout the first 2 series for New York. Two balls and a strike. They've got Alec Bohm playing even with the bag off the line at third. The rest of the infield slightly shaded for the left-handed hitting Nimmo. A 2-1. 3-1. Pete Alonso waits on deck. 1 on, 1 out in the first. And Nimmo is aboard for Alonso. Let's take a look at StatCast 3D, powered by Google Cloud. AJ, to your point, in the open, the opposite field home runs are back in this late stretch of the season.
And that is a great sign if you're a Mets fan or a Pete Alonso fan. 34 home runs in the regular season. Only 4 of them were considered to go that way, but he's hit 3 already in this postseason to right field. Seeing the ball deep and putting good swings on baseballs.
Just 2 for 17 against Suarez without a home run. He'll take ball 1.
This is what you want to do if you're the Mets against sinker ballers, Wayno. You know this. They typically struggle early in games till they get relaxed, loosen up, the ball starts moving more. Mets have to take advantage of Ranger.
That's a clutch pitch right there. He gets the call. It's just off the corner, but he needed to get a strike over because that was 4 out of 5 in a row right there where he was not locating, and the Mets are going to make him come in the strike zone.
2 on, 1 out in the first. 1-1. Inside of Pete Alonso, 2-1. Alonso takes a strike. It's 2-2 from Ranger Suarez, who grew up in Venezuela, the son of a farmer, grew up playing baseball and soccer, was an outfielder playing baseball before the Phillies scouts found him and signed him at age 16. That was 12 years ago. His 2-2. Fouled back by Alonso. Count remains at 2 balls and 2 strikes. He has spent his entire career in the Phillies organization. It is his 8th career playoff start. Two-two pitch. Is a skipper knocked down by Real Muto.
What a stop by JT behind the plate. Breaking ball that bounced almost in the grass. Watch, this is athleticism at its finest right here. Just chests it up beautifully. No advance. Huge pitch right here, Waino, in this, not only in this game, but in the Phillies season right here.
Yes.
And Suarez was almost at the end of his delivery. Alonso was granted time by James Hoy, the home plate umpire and crew chief.
That actually helped Suarez because he and JT were not, they didn't have the call right just yet, but he was out of time. He was just gonna throw what he wanted, I think.
Now a payoff to Alonso. His bounced foul. 8th pitch of the plate appearance is coming.
That's the first time we've seen Pete kind of offer it the fastball in. Earlier in that bat, he took a fastball away. That time he offers it the fastball in. Maybe it's telling us something, AJ.
Breaking ball grounded to the left side. Bohm charging, trying to apply the tag. He did not get it. The throw to first is in time to get Alonso. He tried to tag Vientos. You saw the third base umpire, John Tumpain, say safe. So heads up play by Bohm to still get the out at first base. Rob Thompson may be considering a challenge on the tag at third.
I don't think he got him at third, but it was close at first. He misses him there. But because he tried that tag, they're going to review it. He bobbles the ball, and therefore Pete busting it down the line. He's safe.
Play at first base. And Alonso on a close play could be safe. We'll see. On that angle, it looked like his foot was down before the ball entered the glove area of Bryce Harper.
Yeah, good job touching the first part of the base. Right there, if he'd have ran that base, if he'd have put his foot in the middle of the base, he would have been out.
And this is a replay review. It is presented by Zoom.
So important to hit the very first beginning part of the base.
The call on the field is overturned. The runner is safe. New York has 2 remaining challenges.
So Bohm tries to reach out and tag Vientos as he's going by. When he misses him, he then actually looked at second, which is a strange move right there, and then he fumbles the ball. See, his eyes are looking at second, so by the time he recovers, he is late getting the ball to first, and now you have Jose Iglesias, who we showed in the beginning lineups, has owned Ranger Suarez.
Whoa, was trying to change the game with one swing. He had a 2 RBI knock for some insurance in the later innings of game 3. He's got Vientos, Nimmo, and Alonso aboard. Suarez trying to bear down. Waved on and missed. Nothing at 2 with the changeup.
That's his pitch. That's his bread and butter. It's got 5 or 6 inches more vertical drop than the average changeup.
Can he get the ground ball he is desperately seeking? Iglesias trying to get the Mets on the board. Got him. And there is a strikeout on a curveball. That's his second K of the frame, both on the curve, and a big second out for Suarez.
Too anxious. Jose Iglesias knows the moment. First pitch, here you go, curveball out front, thinking he's going to get a heater or a sinker. Then he gets the changeup, which looks just like a sinker. Again, out in front, and then Suarez buries this breaking ball. Real Muto, another great stop, taking advantage of hitters being too aggressive, too anxious.
Here's J.D. Martinez. Swinging at the first pitch. He got a fastball that time, and he fouls it away.
And that's no small thing to strike out the guy who's always had your number on 3 pitches. I'll tell you, there's guys out there that it doesn't make any sense that have your number. Guys that hit 200 in the regular season or whatever that just own you 9 for 10 or 7 for 11, whatever it is. He's that guy for him, but he just got him out in 3 pitches. That's a big deal.
Real Muto, another big stop behind the plate. You know how key he is, AJ, because Suarez wants to be down. Real Muto, very good at maneuvering back there, and he's going to have to be today.
Rangers going to be down. JT's one of the most athletic catchers in baseball, one of the best blocking catchers in baseball. So far, he's done a great job early.
1-1. Out in front, Martinez on a curve. And a 1-2 count with the bases loaded here in the bottom of the first.
When you have a catcher like JT back there, and you get the bases loaded, you don't mind bouncing a ball in the dirt because you have total trust in your catcher.
Let's see if he goes back to a breaking ball in the dirt on a 1-2. He got Martinez on a curveball. What a job by Ranger Suarez with the bases loaded and 1 out, back-to-back strikeouts, and we are scoreless to the second. Continues. Yankees and Royals getting going in a bit on TBS for Game 3. Dodgers Padres, with the Padres on the brink of heading to the LCS. That'll be tonight after we're done on FS1. High familiarity matchup. Quintana and Castellanos have squared off 53 times between the regular season and playoffs in their years in the major leagues. A 1-0 to Castellanos is skied right side Alonso. And he's just got enough room to retire Castellanos. 4 up and 4 down against Jose Quintana. As we get set for Dodgers Padres tonight, Fernando Tatis is on a different level right now, and the Padres are feeling good.
He's the hottest guy on the planet right now in this postseason. 4 home runs and 0 strikeouts. That's the key. 0 strikeouts and almost a 2 OPS.
Here's Alec Bohm. 3 for his last 37. And that is since the Phillies clinched a playoff spot here at Citi Field on September the 20th, where Bohm had 4 hits and 4 RBIs. Since then, he has struggled mightily, but he's ahead in the count 1-0. He's been very aggressive in this series. A ball and a strike to count. And again, part of the bottom of the order after you get past 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 through 9. But Bowman, that 5 spot, really important as well.
They got to figure it out. It's do or die. Yes, I know that. But those 3 guys, they count on those guys the entire year. They need them to step up today.
On the ground to third to his counterpart Vientos. 2 down.
That's that pitch he just can't lay off. He just keeps offering it that fastball or cutter up and in, and they're going to just keep throwing it to him if he keeps swinging at it. This guy, for me, though, is the key to the bottom half of this order. JT Realmuto. He is a force back there, or can be a force back there. I know he's not swinging it well right now, but JT Realmuto is one of the best all-around baseball players in the major leagues. When he gets going offensively, this lineup is really deep.
He'll take a strike to even up the count at 1-1.
He had the knee problems earlier this year. He just doesn't look the same offensively. He doesn't. The swing is a little bit off, whether it's timing, whether he's compensating for his knee, which he says is healthy. I don't know. He just looks different.
Veteran of over 1,200 major league games. Had not played in the playoffs, though, until this run for Philly, which began in 2022. Now 34th career playoff game for Realmuto, who waits for a 2-1. Outside 3-1. Quintana got the first 2 outs on 5 pitches. This will be the 5th pitch to Realmuto, with Bryson Stott waiting on deck.
Ball 4.
It is a walk to Realmuto. He is aboard. First base runner for the Phillies.
Get on however you can. That's going to be key for JT too, is getting in good counts, swinging at good pitches. Waited him out right there on 2 very close pitches that he didn't offer at.
Now here is Stott. His big hit was the 2-run triple to take the lead late in game 2. Left on left matchup and an outside pitch for ball 1 to Bryson Stott.
And watch for Quintana. The first inning, he threw a lot of sweepers to Schwarber and Harper. Another lefty up, another opportunity for Quintana to use one of his new toys, the sweeper.
Pours in a fastball for a strike at 1-1. 1 on and 2 out. The 1-1 pitch.
Ball.
2 balls and a strike on Stott. They did not start yesterday's game with the lefty Sean Manaea going, but Stott does have decent numbers against left-handers. Rob Thompson trusts Stott to be in this spot. The 2-1.
Ball.
3 balls and a strike. Nibbling a little bit the last couple of at-bats. It is 7 of the last 9 out of the zone.
But that's what he does. He's just waiting for someone to swing in one just off the plate and he'll get weak contact. Realmuto hauled out. Stott has so far.
Went around 3-2. And a chance to get out of this inning with a man stranded. Realmuto will be off with the 3-2. He struck him out. A third strikeout for Jose Quintana. We're an inning and a half through game 4 and scoreless. In the postseason, check out the largest selection of authentic jerseys, caps, hoodies, t-shirts, and more. MLBshop.com. Starling Marte takes a strike, celebrating his 36th birthday today. 4 hits in the postseason, all of them to center or right. It's very Marte-like, using all fields. It's a ball and a strike. We saw Francisco Alvarez rubbing his bald head for good luck, I guess, in the first inning.
Ball.
Veteran presence and now 36 years of age.
You see Suarez kind of look at the umpire like, man, that's a good pitch right there. You know, these guys need those corners.
Marte lifts it foul.
They need those corners, but I'll tell you what, if these hitters keep chasing, they're going to use that aggressiveness against them all game long.
Kind of seen it from both pitchers so far.
Both sides.
2-2 pitch, and it's 3-2.
So far what we've seen out of Suarez is when he gets in a big situation for a strikeout, the curveball is what he's gone to. All 3 punchies in the first inning were on curveballs. He tried to get Marte to fish right there and he wouldn't.
Payoff pitch, breaking ball, foul. Opponents hit just 189 against Suarez's curveball this year. That was his best pitch. His best strikeout pitch was the fastball. But that curveball was the best pitch overall this year for Ranger Suarez from start to finish. The 3-2 to Marte again.
Ball 4.
Wow, not getting a lot of close calls. Marte with a good eye to lay off. Second walk issued by Suarez, and the leadoff man is on base for the Mets in the second. Playoff Ranger. Rob Thompson and many of his teammates say he is unflappable. We saw an example of that certainly in the first inning. He has pitched big playoff games, won Game 3 and the clinching Game 5 of the NLCS a couple of years ago. Tyrone Taylor, first pitch swinging. He's aboard with a base hit. Just his 3rd hit in 21 playoff at bats this year. But it's the first 2 men aboard for New York.
Just like the first inning, Ranger Suarez is in trouble. I mean, the leadoff walk to Marte, and then Tyrone Taylor hits this ball 107 miles an hour for a bullet to left field. And again, the Mets are right back in business. If you're Rob Thompson, you have to be thinking, when do I start thinking about getting somebody up in my bullpen?
You see some stretching and stirring. Alvarez.
Well, I guarantee you, they go into this game. The bullpen's already talked to the manager. They told them, "Hey, listen, we're gonna be very aggressive out there today. Be ready early on. Don't go down there with your shoes untied or sit in the hot tub the first couple innings. I need you all down there."
This is As you've often heard when you watch playoff baseball, when it's an elimination game, it's an all-hands situation. Everybody, I would say, other than Aaron Nola, who pitched yesterday, is available, and already you're seeing Jeff Hoffman pick up a baseball in the Philly pen. Alvarez fouls it away, and it's 1-2.
They're using a big leverage guy, too. That shows you how important it is right now. Rob Thompson thinks this could be the key to the game, getting out of these early jams.
Well, you got all hands on deck. You got to use everybody.
Yeah.
Right. So Hoffman, it doesn't matter first, second, third, fourth, 20th inning. They got to use everybody they can to win this game.
He gets Alvarez on another curveball. All 4 punch-outs in the first time through the order on the strikeout. Down to Tom Verducci for more.
Yeah, and looking at the pitching plans for Phillies, if they need length, they really don't have innings in the bullpen. What they have is Christopher Sanchez, the starter, is available, but only for 1 inning. Zach Wheeler, yes, Zach Wheeler would be used only in the case of an emergency, but he doesn't have a bulk guy.
That's a little bit of the breakdown of options. There's Wheeler, who would be slated to go in Game 5 by Rob Thompson's preference if Philadelphia were to get there. 1-0 on Lindor, 2 on, 1 out in the second. Big cut on a fastball out of the zone. It's 1-1.
That surprises me because Lindor is usually so patient. But again, what we talked about in the first inning, big situations. They're chanting MVP for Francisco Lindor. I mean, this ball is at his neck. He usually takes those. But again, chance to send the Phillies home. Adrenaline's up. Anxiousness is up.
Lindor uses his timeout before a 1-1. Pulled hard foul into the Philadelphia dugout. Whew. Hope everybody's all right down there.
The Mets bullpen is kind of hard to see from a starting pitcher, but usually you know when someone else warming up out there, you know. And Suarez knows that he's the best option for going bulk innings today. He wants to show his manager that they don't need to get anybody up.
2-2 on Lindor.
Yes, but he's also 46 pitches in, and we're an inning and 30.
Yeah.
So that bulk is going away real fast.
Yeah, it's not just necessarily the situation, that pitch count with the situation. 2 on, 1 out, a 2-2 pitch is waved on and missed on another curveball. Lindor pleading a case. I don't know if he was saying that he foul tipped it or if he was arguing a previous pitch, but he goes down swinging.
That's 5 out of 5 for Suarez. All of his outs. That's Alvarez, and here's Lindor. All 5 of Suarez's outs are on curveballs, basically in the dirt that the Mets have chased. Now Lindor's thinking he fouled it off, but you can't replay it, and you can't lie anymore either.
Mets are 1 for 5 in the early going with runners in scoring position. They have struck out 4 times. This is exactly to your point, AJ. When he gets into trouble or when he has a chance to get the strikeout, he's been going to the curveball. Here's Vientos with 2 down and 2 on. Fouling away the first pitch. The 24-year-old trying to get the Mets on the board.
Well, that's a good place to start right there. If you're Suarez, you got to make him feel more uncomfortable in the box. Crowd him way in off, and then if he's got one weakness from a left-hander, it's a breaking ball, and that's what's hot today for Suarez.
Ball.
1-1.
Yeah, but conversely, if you're the Mets, this is the guy you want up.
Absolutely.
He's raked left-handers his entire postseason. He's already 1 for 1 with a double, and Grimace says, bring it on, Mark.
Doubled in the first inning. He's got 7 RBIs in the playoffs. Missed that time with the curveball as he dropped it down and Vientos laid off.
So I think I figured out why Vientos has been so hot here at home, especially. Check out his cleats. They're Grimace purple with the sparkles, the Swarovski crystals. So he's feeding into the whole Grimace thing.
He's wearing my shoes. The 2-1. On the ground, slowly hit. Fair ball. Bohm has it, and he will not have a play. He ate it that time. And the bases are loaded for the Mets with 2 outs on a play that felt like Alec Bohm could have gotten it out.
he didn't know what to do on this ball. What originally he thought he was going to do is catch it and just touch third, but he forgot who was running on second. It was Marte, and Marte is really fast. So he didn't realize, he thought he had more time. Watch him go right here. He thinks he's just going to grab this and either tag Marte, but then he's like, oh, I'm too far away. Well, Viento's busting it down the line. He didn't know what to do. Just one of those in-between plays. See him wait? So I think he thought he was going to wait, but Marte's there on top of him too quickly.
If that's a slower player, maybe Bohm has time to field it and probably just tag the runner out to end the inning. But as you said, even at 36, Marte still has a good amount of speed, and Bohm is having some trouble both in the field and at the plate right now.
It kind of bounced a little bit away from third base. I thought he was going to set up like a first baseman and catch that grounder at third and just stay on the base, you know, but I do think it was too far away from third base to do that.
It's the second time on a ground ball towards third that he could not get the grip on the ball either.
But it's twice he's hesitated on what he's going to do.
Yep.
Right? Remember the first time he tried to tag Vientos as he went by? That time he thought he could do the same thing to Marte in his eyes. He loses his eyes, therefore he loses the ability to get the grip.
So now they're loaded up for Brandon Nimmo. Opposing hitters are 0 for 10 with the bases loaded this year against Suarez, including the first inning. Nimmo bounces one foul. Another big opportunity. Second straight inning that the Mets have juiced the bags. Were unable to score in the first.
I think if Nimmo gets on base right here or drives in these runs, Suarez is out of the game. You have Hoffman ready for Pete Alonso. Not ideal for the Phillies.
0-1. On the ground to first, Harper is there, and Ranger Suarez wiggles his way out of another bases-loaded jam. The Mets have stranded 6 against the unflappable Suarez. The fastest 5G network. Traffic for the Mets in the first 2 innings. They load the bases twice against Ranger Suarez, but he gets Brandon Nimmo to ground out and get out of the inning with nothing across. And on to the third we go, where Weston Wilson, the 30-year-old rookie, makes his first career playoff start. He was actually announced as a pinch hitter yesterday while there was a pitching change happening, so he immediately got pulled. So he never had his first at bat until now. North Carolina native. Played 700 games in the minor leagues before finally getting his opportunity at the big league level last year. And now the biggest game of his life. He loops one out towards right. Marte ranging back all the way towards the track. He's got it for round number 1. Kevin Burkhardt is in the studio with a game break. KB. Thanks so much, KB. Wow, they are pitching their tails off right now, are the Tigers. Here is Brandon Marsh. The last time that Jose Iglesias had played in the playoffs until this year, he was on that 2013 Tiger team. He did not play in the 2014 playoffs. And that's how long it's been since the Tigers have made this deep of a run and had an opportunity to go to the LCS. What a performance today, again, by the Tiger staff.
Great bill bend from Quintana. Sorry.
Just lose your train of thought there, buddy. It happens, man. It's all good. 2-0 on Marsh. On the ground to first. Alonso's there. 2 down.
From Iglesias. Sorry.
That's okay.
Can't be talking during the pitch, though, Adam. Yeah, as a South Georgia boy, I appreciate a good bill bend.
One time through the order for Quintana. So now he's going to face Kyle Schwarber, who has homered off of him 1 time. It's been 46 innings. August the 20th, the last time Quintana gave up a home run. It was James McCann of the Orioles. Got to be careful with Schwarber, even lefty-lefty. Pops it up. Alvarez rips the mask off. And he'll run out of room.
You're just trying the announcer jinx, aren't you?
Well, I mean, the graphic's up there. What do you want me to say? It's a team effort here, guys. It's a team effort. We got about 75 people in the truck and working on the field.
50% of the viewers at home are going, don't say that.
Exactly.
All right. Enjoy your fairy tales, everybody. Now they get one on Schwarber. Breaking ball 1-1. Our excellent Fox Sports crew here in Flushing this entire series, led by Aaron Stoikov and Mitch Riggin. There's a 1-1 pitch to Schwarber from Quintana. A little bit low, skips in. Turner on deck if Schwarber can reach. Only one base runner the first time through is the Real Muto walk issued by Quintana. There's a 2-1 to Schwarber. Waved on and missed. It's 2-2.
You see, that's set up by all the breaking balls. You've seen curveball, slurve, changeup, all the off speed, and then rush a fastball, and it blows it right by Schwarber. Is one of the best hitting fastball guys on the planet.
Two. 3-2.
Do you challenge him here, or do you go off speed? You made him look silly with an off speed.
I like that fastball away again, honestly.
Payoff pitch on the ground, hugging the line, but foul. It was the fastball that time.
He gets that to the corner. That's the right pitch, I think. But you know, he saw him. He threw the fastball away. He was laid on. Then he tried to throw off that same shape, the breaking ball off of it, and he laid off of it with no take or with no swing imaginable. That's when you can lock him up with the fastball in the same spot.
It's been another long plate appearance for Schwarber in this series. 7th pitch coming from Quintana. 3-2. One, two, three in the third. Pete Alonso will lead things off for the Mets in the home half of the third in Game 4. In the home third against Ranger Suarez. Ball 1 to Pete Alonso, who had an infield single, was originally called out at first base in the first inning, but a challenge by the Mets overturned to get him aboard. Suarez struck out the next two, Iglesias and Martinez.
Pete Alonso is absolutely not going to swing at a ball in unless he absolutely has to. He is just hunting out over the plate and waiting for him to make a mistake.
Strike 2.
Just keep going in there, and he's not swinging at it.
He swung earlier, and I thought maybe he had switched his focus to inside, but I think you're right. I think that was just one time to try to get him off of it and then back away again.
You talked about this the other day. You can almost kind of read a hitter's eyes when you deliver, and if they watch a pitch go by, to see where they're kind of leaning towards.
Yeah. Well, you watch their eyes, you watch their body motion. Were they, you know, with their top half leaning out over the plate, or was he kind of stepping in the bucket? His eyes have been out over the plate, outer half this whole series.
3-2 on Alonso.
And it's not easy to consistently hit that inside corner. That's the hardest spot for a pitcher to hit on average.
Payoff to Alonso. And it is ball 4 on a curveball. So more traffic for Ranger Suarez. The first 2 innings, he's had to pull a Houdini act.
He has. He's had to get out of some big jams. He's used that curveball. Man, after my own heart, Adam. I like how he's just stayed cool and calm and made pitches when he needed to. Seemed like 2 big jams. But watch how calm he is right here when he gets to first base. He doesn't care. He's been here before. This is no big deal to him. Look, he's even joking with Tyrone Taylor. Tyrone's like, what just happened? He's like, hey, man, thanks for not hitting that out. Like, he's just, you know, he's having fun with it.
First pitcher in Major League playoff history to allow 4 hits and 2 walks in the first 2 innings and not allow a run.
That seems impossible.
That's
incredible.
It seems impossible.
But you know what? I've seen so many times a pitcher go through 2 big jams like that early on and then have 3 quick innings right after the back and then find a way to get through 5 or 6. But getting the leadoff hitter on, that's not what that's looking like.
Alonso aboard for Iglesias. And this time less aggressive, will take a ball. He swung at 3 pitches in the first at bat and then struck out. Ball. That is 5 straight out of the zone. Comes back with a strike.
Down, down, down. He is just pounding it down. And the Mets have done a nice job of laying off of a lot of these pitches. That's why they have the walks. And then when he gets it up a little bit, they've gotten the hits. They just can't get the hit with runners in scoring position yet.
Big cut on that curve. 2-2.
They are not picking that curveball up.
No.
Yeah.
I think you're thinking sinker, you're thinking changeup. You're not. You didn't go up there with big curveball, you know, on your mind, but he has used it so well today.
2-2. Waved on and missed on a curveball again. A 6th strikeout, all on the curve.
Wayno, what you said about them thinking sinker, changeup, but this curveball, see how it pops out, up,
yes,
out of his hand? So the Mets hitters see up. Watch it go up slightly. They see up. They're swinging.
Yeah, up,
right? They
hit.
Up, low, let it go, high, let it fly.
Ball.
So with Ranger Suarez, the curveball pops up. They see it up. Oh, that's the one. But then it's the curveball that goes down. If you notice, they're really laying off sinkers and changeups down, but they're swinging at the curveball because it starts out of his hand up.
You can tell it's got that really good late finish. The best curveballs, they get about halfway, maybe almost 3/4 of the way, and it's almost like they speed up as they're going down, and Rangers got that working today.
Those revolutions start to pick up, and that big dip for Suarez's curveball. One of the reasons it was so hard to hit this year for opposing hitters. 2-0 on Martinez. On the ground to short. Turner to start a high flip. Enough time to throw out Martinez at first, and a double play turn 6-4-3 to end the 3rd inning. Martinez frustrated and Suarez cool as can be. Excellent ground ball pitcher this season. Even with the high throw, plenty of time. We're through 3 to the middle innings in game 4. Still scoreless between the Phillies and the Mets.
Where Carlos Mendoza, the traffic report is a lot of congestion but no runs. Do you look at that more as opportunity lost or encouraged by the amount of base runners?
Yeah, look, I'll take my chances. You know, every time we get guys on, you know, we're one swing away. We're creating traffic, like you said. We're controlling the strike zone, but we need to continue to do that once we get guys on. I thought we chased a little too much, especially in the first inning, once we got the bases loaded. But we'll, you know, as long as we're creating traffic and we're making some good swing decisions, we're going to be in a good spot.
Jose Quintana, you've seen him locked in for 2 months. Today, 9 outs, 5 on pitches out of the zone. What stands out to you?
Yeah, he's being Jose Quintana. You know, this is a guy that's going to pitch. He's going to move the ball around. But he's got to attack as well. He's got to get ahead and then continue to make pitches. That's a good lineup. They're going to be aggressive, and we have to make some adjustments.
Thanks so much, Carlos.
Yeah, you got it.
2-0 on Trey Turner, who fouls one away. 2 balls and a strike, just 1 above the minimum faced by Quintana the first time through. And through the first 3 innings, Real Muto, the walk, that's it.
This is a big inning for the Phillies for me. Your starting pitcher has gotten out of 2 really big jams, 1 semi-jam. You got the heart of your order coming up. you got to make some. You got to make some moves. You got to get Trey Turner on base right here and get him to steal and cause havoc and hope Bryce Harper pops one. Hope Castellanos pops one. You got to start putting pressure on the Mets.
Series for the Phillies. Leadoff hitters are 2 for 26. High leverage count for Turner, who's way out in front of that curveball, 3-2.
But see, that's a bad. Carlos Mendoza just talked about swing decisions. 3-1 breaking ball. That's not what you're looking for. That's predetermined. We're pressure. I got to swing at this to get on base.
Payoff pitch to Turner. Fouled away. Turner with a little bit of a high toss.
Just hangs on to it for a little bit too long, but Stott picks his boy up. They still turn it, and that's why they're laughing. Turner's like, thank you.
Another 3-2 to Trey Turner. Broken bat shattered towards short. Lindor's got it, up with it, and he throws out his counterpart. One away. 2 for 27 are the Philadelphia leadoff men in this series.
He's so fast. If this ball is just 3 or 4 more feet in the hole, he's going to beat it out. Even with Lindor out there. He's been known in the playoffs especially to hit that chopper in the hole out there and just beat it out to first. But Lindor is as good as it is in all of baseball at shortstop.
Here is Harper. Bases empty, 1 out in the 4th. Harper, did he offer? He did not. Ball 1 to Bryce Harper, who struck out on a changeup in the 1st.
Did you see Alvarez right there telling him this is not a strike? You could see he's shaking his head. He's showing him the shape of the pitch. This is where I wanted it. Out here off the plate. He did not want him to throw that first pitch strike breaking ball right there.
And I'm thinking about AJ's point now. How much are these Phillies trying to get something on a first pitch? Maybe I'll get a fastball and maybe swing at it hard. There's a 1-0 Harper. Inside.
But watch Quintana, what he's doing. He got the 3-1 on Trey Turner. He didn't throw him a strike.
Nope.
He got him out, right? Here he's 2-0 on Bryce Harper. Will Bryce chase? If Bryce is patient, he'll probably walk him.
Flip the corner on the outer edge with that breaking ball away. Two-one pitch.
Ball.
Upstairs, 3-1. Here's that same scenario he just had with Turner, now with Harper, 3-1.
But Harper looks much more relaxed. He looks much more under control this at bat. So I don't know that Harper will chase the way Turner did 3-1.
Swung 4 times in the 1st. He has not swung yet here in the 4th. And that is indeed the case. And sure enough, as AJ predicted, it is a walk.
Be cool to see a graphic of the pitches he's made around the edges and how many are actually on the plate. He's just living on the edges right there. And like AJ said, if they don't swing, they're probably going to walk.
Now there's 1 on, 1 out for Castellanos. He swung at the first pitch in the 2nd and popped out. And he hammers one towards left. There goes Nimmo. It's over his head, and it one-hops the fence. Harper sprinting. He's going to get the stop sign at 3rd as Nimmo got to the ball as quickly as he could. It's a first pitch double for Castellanos. And with 1 down here in the 4th, Philadelphia is threatening.
Just like I said, who's going to be the guy after the Harper walk? Castellanos. First pitch, makes a mistake. That's a cutter, does not get in. Castellanos ready for it. Ball bounces. Actually, the Mets are lucky this ball hit the railing.
Oh, wow.
It was a ground rule double.
It was.
Instead of a run, 1-0 Phillies.
Harper was getting the stop sign anyway. It's 2nd and 3rd for Alec Bohm. Can he come up with a redemptive swing for Philadelphia here? We'll take all the way for ball 1.
See, if I'm Quintana here, I'm not throwing him a strike. I'm saying, all right, JT Realmuto's on deck. I'm going to try and maybe get a ground ball double play. But Bohm has been so hyper aggressive this entire series. He's been swinging at everything. Just tease him with the edges. See if you can get a pop up or a weak ground ball somewhere.
Corners creeping in against Bohm. A 1-0. Takes that one inside. 2-0.
Takes the first two. It's going to be interesting. Will he pound him up and in with that four-seamer that he hasn't been able to lay off right here? That's where I'd be going if I was Quintana. Try to get the roll over to third.
A 2-0. Blocked by Alvarez behind the plate. No movement from the runners. But 3-0 on Alec Bohm.
This looked like he was trying to call time right there.
Half the pitches are strikes so far for Quintana. Takes all the way a strike.
Now you go back to teasing him. You threw the 3-0 pitch. You figured he probably wasn't going to have the green light because of who's on deck, the situation. So now Quintana probably going to throw him a changeup, curveball down in the dirt, try to get him to chase.
Bohm taps it foul at the plate. 3-2.
Perfect. Perfect call and perfect execution right there.
2 on, 1 out in the fourth. Payoff pitch. Bouncer to the left side. Vientos has it, and he bobbles it. He has no play. Harper scores, and the Phillies strike first in the fourth.
Earlier in this series, Mark Vientos had the same thing happen. It was Bryson Stott running, this time Harper. Great jumps from third base. Vientos kind of gets caught in between. What do I do? Do I go home? When this ball's hit, though, you got to think I'm going home. The high hop kills it. Even if he throws it home, Bryce Harper's probably safe. Get the out at first. It's only 1-0. Can shut the inning down. You see his eyes aren't looking at the ball. Just get the out, Wayno. As a pitcher, you can live with 1 run, but now you have the possibility of a huge inning for the Phillies.
That's right. 1 run hardly ever beats you. I do think he beats that.
1 down in the fourth, 1-0 Philly, and now a quick word from Adobe. It is a fielder's choice and an error against Vientos. No RBI for Bohm, but he is aboard. On to third went Castellanos on the play. And now JT Realmuto will climb in. Ball 1, knocked down by Alvarez.
The importance of contact we just saw by Alec Bohm. Not hit very hard. Not a pitch that very close. It was a high sinker, but he put it in play, made the defense make a play. Vientos couldn't, and the Phillies get on the board with another runner on third in less than 2 outs.
Realmuto takes ball 2. It's fascinating to be in a building for playoff baseball and observe the home crowds, the tension in the building, the noise level up and down and up and down. A 2-0 to Realmuto is popped up. Going out Iglesias, coming in is Marte. Marte's got a great arm. He makes the catch, and Castellanos back to third. A big second out to record for Quintana. On a 2-0 pitch nonetheless.
The 2-0, he doesn't give in. He makes a pitch on the edges, lets Realmuto be aggressive, using it against him.
Still Castellanos at third. Bohm on the fielder's choice at first. 2 away for Bryson Stott, the left-hander.
The patience of the Phillies paid off to get the run. The impatience by JT Realmuto caused that second out. 2-0 curveball. Just take it. You live to fight another pitch.
Stott takes a strike. See Vientos over there at third, still playing even with the bag and a little off the line. Ball. 1-1.
You could tell by Stott's reaction the first pitch. First pitch fastball at the top. Stott's a very good fastball up hitter, especially middle towards the inside part. He had the pitch he wanted to swing at. You could tell he was disappointed he didn't go after that first pitch.
Off the fist, into center. Taylor started in, goes back, inning over. Quintana limits the damage, but the Phillies strike first. It's just their second run of the series in the first 5 innings. It gives them the lead to the bottom of the 4th in a must-win Game 4 for Philadelphia. Already some high-intensity innings with a lot of traffic on the base paths for both pitchers. Ranger Suarez has been a magician at times. You see his pitcher profile with his usage so far. All 6 strikeouts on the curveball. Marte takes a strike.
Yeah, and when you get into trouble, you got to adjust your game plan. It's, you know, you're not always going to have the same plan every time. You let the day tell you how you need to pitch, and he's got into some big jams. He had a great feel for the curveball early on, and so he could start going after it more when he needed it.
Marte fouls it away, 1-2. Low, 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 AJ.
Low, 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 and all curveballs. They all start coming up out. So they come up out of his hand. The Mets have shown that they are not going to try. They're going to try not to swing at anything down, but they see up out of his hand. That keys in their mind. I got to swing at that pitch. It's the hard breaking curveball that's down in the dirt.
A 1-2 pitch to Marte. Inside, 2-2.
And all of a sudden, you've got a starting pitcher who got out of 2 huge jams, settling in a little bit. He's got a lead.
And Marte just fights off that curveball.
I don't know if he's exactly settling in.
He's settling in, AJ.
He's got 73 pitches through 3 innings.
But he had, what did he have? 63 through 2 or whatever it was?
Yeah, 53 through 2.
All I'm saying is you see it so many times. You take your best shot at a starting pitcher, he gets out of those jams, and then all of a sudden he goes 5 or 6.
7th pitch to Marte is bounced foul.
Well, if he gets through 5 in this game, Rob Thompson might do backflips out of the dugout.
Absolutely. He had his highest leverage reliever warming up in the 2nd inning.
Mets had the bases loaded in the 1st and 2nd. Could not scratch home a run. 3-2 on Marte. Ninth pitch to Marte. Called strike 3 on a fastball for the first time tonight.
All set up by all the other strikeouts we showed. Curveball, 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 curveball. Marte's thinking, man, he hasn't really thrown a fastball in for a strike yet the whole game. And this one he just dots on the inside corner. And Marte just goes back kicking his bat because he says, no way, I thought that was coming.
Yep, and I think also set up by all the balls that he's thrown. He's probably thinking he ain't going to throw a strike right here. Settling in.
You could say that for both pitchers.
Settling in.
Yeah. He's settling so nice it might have one more inning maybe.
Taylor lifts it out towards right center field. Castellanos calls off Marsh for the 2nd out.
That's what he needed. It was a quick out. 2nd pitch, a quick out.
Get ready to throw his 79th pitch of the night. Will come to Francisco Alvarez, who struck out on a curveball back in the second.
If he gets Alvarez out here, you think they'll let him go third time through?
Absolutely.
Wow.
First pitch swinging into center for Marsh. Needed just 3 pitches to get the final 2 outs of that 1, 2, 3, 4th inning. Big noon Saturday coming your way from Provo, Utah. One of the absolute best scenes in college football. Arizona's going to play BYU on Saturday night, but we got Washington and Iowa as our big noon kickoff Big Ten clash. It all starts at 10 Eastern from Provo. 1-0 Philadelphia to the 5th inning in Game 4. Mets lead the series 2-1. The 8-hitter is Weston Wilson, who goes around on a first pitch fastball. 0-1 in his second career playoff plate appearance. Hit for the cycle this year as a 30-year-old rookie. 0-2 quickly from Quintana. Fastball, then changeup.
Quintana's made one mistake. It was the double to Castellanos. Other than that, he walked Harper. That's been their game plan the whole time. We're not going to let Harper beat us. No big deal. That guy right there got one mistake. It was the cutter that didn't cut. Hits it for the double. Then he gets a chopper for an RBI. Other than that, Quintana's controlled this lineup great. Somehow he's losing.
Ain't that baseball?
It really is.
And it's only magnified here in the postseason. Every pitch with such weight on it. Here's the 1-2 to Wilson. 2-2. And what a move here by Rob Thompson to go to Wilson. He's only played in 48 major league games and now playing in a elimination game. And he's got a full count against Quintana here after being down 0-2. Edmundo Sosa has had some chase issues. Austin Hayes is not really himself. Rojas has not given a whole lot offensively, and they'll use him as a late inning defensive sub. Wilson gets the call. And he sends one out towards center. Taylor's got a beat on it. He's got it for out number 1.
He's hit the ball hard twice. Right and center. He's making good swings. That's one of the guys in that lineup that Quintana's got to just start keeping the ball down on, because he's one of the better up hitters in that lineup.
Oh. There's no action yet, but Quintana with his pitch count and getting ready to go third time through. It won't be long, I don't think, because every out that Ranger Suarez deals with, them having a lead, is 1 out closer to the Mets having to go back to Philly and face Zach Wheeler. So that starts getting into your mind as a team. You're thinking, oh man, we got to go back to Philly. That crowd, we got to face Zach Wheeler possibly in Game 5. They got to get it going.
Marsh will take a strike. When we talked with Carlos Mendoza today, a couple of the guys asked him, how aggressive are you going to manage, so to speak, and probably more referring to the bullpen usage. But he said, I want to be aggressive. He's kind of managing this like it's the Mets winner-take-all game. 1-2 on Marsh.
And plus, you want to win at home.
Sure.
We mentioned it. They've never had a celebration in the playoffs at Citi Field. This crowd would explode if they got that opportunity.
They might explode here with a strikeout. 1-2. Two down. Froze him with that fastball. 2 times through, the Phillies only have 1 hit. It's that double from Castellanos, the strikeout here.
Just a perfectly executed backdoor 2-seamer, just sinker on the edge, just perfectly executed.
Back to the top, Schwarber, whoa, inside it hit him. And he is aboard with 2 outs, on base for the first time.
Stuck him.
That was solid. Oh, ribs.
Oh, gee. The rivalry is alive and well, I would say.
Just rubbing the wrong spot. It was more in the lat rib area than the tricep.
There's Reed Garrett, who has a win in this series. He's loosening up behind Quintana as he throws his 83rd pitch of the night. It's the first one to Turner, and it's waved on and missed. Fly out, ground out for Turner. Little cue shot foul, and it's 0-2. And a chance to end this frame for Quintana. Ball and 2 strikes on Turner.
That's the one he takes the one, AJ, that starts on the corner and works off. He doesn't take the one that starts in the middle and works down off of that.
One, 2. A pair of strikeouts for Quintana. We're halfway through game 4. The top of the Mets order coming up. The Phillies lead 1-0. Run allowed in front of some dignitaries. John McEnroe and Chris Mullin, tennis legend, basketball legend. There's the '85 Cy Young winner Doc Gooden. Of course, who are the ad wizards that gave Jerry Seinfeld that seat? And then, of course, Joe Torre. As Francisco Lindor in the top of the Mets order lead things off. Of course, Torre is well connected with both of these managers from their Yankee days, both Mendoza and Thompson. Suarez to Lindor. Strike 1.
Let's get into a little strategy here, Wayno. If I'm Rob Thompson, if one guy gets on, he's out of the game. Now, I think Hoffman's up for like the 7th time already this game.
1-2.
But as you said, is Ranger Suarez settling in?
I think he's settling in.
But if this was a game in June, or the Phillies were up 2-1 in this series, he's got a longer leash. Win or lose and go home game, you got to have your best weapons. And right now, Jeff Hoffman is your best chance possible.
Lindor hugging the line. It's a fair ball. All the way down the line towards the corner. Lindor into second base. Bobbled and left by Wilson. Big turnaround second by Lindor, but he'll put on the brakes. Leadoff man in scoring position, and a tying run aboard.
Is that red?
Guess what pitch it was? Curveball down. Finally got to one. Pulled it down the line.
Just perfect placement. And then Weston Wilson down there just, I don't know what happened. Now, how does Vientos get him to third or drive him in?
Strike 1-2 Vientos.
Rangers looking over there at Thompson going, this is how I've got my outs all day. This is normal for me.
One on Vientos, doubled in the first, an infield single in the second. 12 hits in the playoffs so far for the 24-year-old who was in the minor leagues to begin the season. A bunch of changes were made by New York in May. One of those big changes was Vientos up. Taps one foul. It's 1-2. A changeup that time from Suarez.
Suarez wants Vientos to pull the ball on the ground, keep Lindor at second. Vientos is fighting to get the ball to the right side to get Lindor to third with less than 2 outs and give Nimmo a shot.
Two and two on Vientos. Suarez disengages.
You really can't say enough about the crowd here. They are on every pitch. Both of our stadiums so far have been absolutely incredible atmospheres.
Awesome. And it just feels different this time of year. Lindor at second. 2-2 pitch. 3-2. Against the lefties, AJ Vientos.
And 2 for 2 tonight already with a double and a single. So this is the guy if you're the Mets, especially against the tiring Ranger Suarez.
Payoff pitch is tap foul.
If I'm Ranger right here at 3-2, look, there's no reason. What did he show you in that last swing? There's no reason to throw him a fastball right here, AJ. No way in the world. He is crushing left-handed fastballs. You have to make him hit that curveball.
90th pitch is tap foul again by Vientos. It'll be the 8th pitch coming.
And now what Rob Thompson has done is he's painted himself into a corner. Yes, you have Hoffman up. He's right-handed. But you got Nimmo on deck, who Ranger has owned his entire career.
Ball 4. And you wonder if this will be the last batter for Ranger Suarez. 3 for 26 is Nimmo lifetime against Ranger. He has walked and grounded out today. He comes to the plate with nobody out and 2 men aboard. The tying run is in scoring position for New York.
I know it's not in vogue, but would you bunt him right here? Would you bunt him right here?
The guy who can't, I mean, he's got numbers against him. I think it's a great play to bunt.
I just don't know how comfortable Nimmo would be doing it. But look where Harper is. If he bunts the ball to first base, I don't know that Harper or Bryson Stott, the second baseman, can get over there to cover.
Nimmo does not have a sacrifice this year in a time of baseball where sacrifice hits get fewer and fewer and fewer. Nimmo does not have one this season.
AJ, excellent fielder out there on the mound, though. Ranger is one of the best fielders in the game at his position.
A 1-0. Strike one.
Well, this has got to be Rangers' last hitter. I mean, unless Nimmo hits into a double play. But other than that, there's no way that he faces Pete Alonso.
Popped up off the fist. Bohm is over near his dugout, and it's out of room or out of play. He's out of room, and it's 1-2.
I think even if he hits a double play, this is his last hitter, AJ.
He's about to throw his 95th pitch of what has been a gutty start here in Game 4. And the polar bear waits on deck.
Considering they had the pin up in the very beginning of the second inning, you know, Suarez has battled, and sometimes you battle. You know what? Sometimes you don't get your efficient innings in, but you give the best of what you got. He's really showed out here today to get to the 5th.
1-2 pitch.
Oh, no.
Yeah, tough take. A good one by Nimmo. 2-2.
That's the pitch they wanted him to swing and miss at. Left on left changeup. Great eye by Brandon Nimmo.
Nimmo down the right field line towards the corner. This is hooking, and it is foul. Well, foul.
But it got a jolt out of the crowd. When that ball up the bat, a lot of people stood up here at Citi Field.
Nimmo with a home run in Game 2 of this series. He's had clutch hits all throughout the postseason of the first 2 series for New York. 2 on, nobody out. A 2-2 again to Nimmo. Called strike 3 at the bottom of the zone. And here comes Rob Thompson. And Ranger Suarez muscles his way through 4 1/3 in an elimination game. To the bullpen, and Alonso coming up. 2 on, 1 out, and Pete Alonso's coming up in a 1-0 game. And the Phillies will turn to their bullpen. one of their top arms, an all-star for the first time this year in Jeff Hoffman. But it's been dicey in this series. 8 of the 10 inherited runners have scored, 12 runs charged in 9 innings to this Phillies bullpen. Lindor doubled to start the inning. Vientos walked. Nimmo struck out against Suarez. And now it's Alonso against Hoffman. Foul back on the first pitch from Hoffman, who has won a game and lost a game in this series. Gave up the Vientos RBI to tie it in game 1. Ended up taking the loss. Won game 2. Needed just 3 pitches and got 1 out in the 9th. Phillies walked it off for the win. 0-1 to Alonso. Nubbed foul, 0-2.
We watch Lindor. He's starting to creep a little bit, possibly steal third base. He had him timed up pretty good right there. He just didn't trust it. Hoffman needs to pay real attention to Francisco Lindor at second base.
Stole 29 bags on 33 tries. It's one of the best seasons of his career on the bases. Vientos behind him at first, and an 0-2 to Alonso. 1-2. What an effort by Suarez tonight. That looks like the first time he's shown any emotion or any type of tension at all. He was so calm during those tough innings to get Philadelphia to the 5th.
Sometimes it's tough. He's going to sleep well tonight.
Exhausted, you think, mentally and physically?
As long as Hoffman gets him out of it anyways.
A 1-2 pitch to Alonso with 2 on and 1 out in the 5th. Sees the pitch clock and comes home. And freezes Alonso with a slider, 2 down.
And the pitch clock is right behind where the runner is taking his lead. So he can turn around and check the runner and the pitch clock at the same time. Meanwhile, making a great pitch, freezing him there on the slider. Kind of started in a little bit more than he wanted to, huh?
That was not where he wanted it. That's the old, oops, I threw a front door slider, and everyone's like, oh, what a great pitch. You meant to do that. He did not mean to do that.
Here's Iglesias. 0-1. Roller coaster ride of a season and really of a year and a half for Iglesias, the 34-year-old from Cuba. Alonso frustrated. Oh, 1-1. 2 strikeouts for Iglesias, both on curveballs against Suarez. 2 of the 8 punchouts for Ranger Suarez tonight. Lindor dancing. Little roller out in front of the plate. Picked up by Real Muto. Slings it to first to finish off the inning. Hoffman gets out of it. And Suarez, with Hoffman coming in to finish off the inning. Calm and cool, finally gave a little bit of a sigh of relief, and another big one in the dugout. Still the Phillies in front in game 4 to the 6th inning. Season continues. Game 3 of the ALDS between the Yankees and Royals on TBS. Game 4 of Dodgers Padres at 9 Eastern when we're done here on FS1. And it's been a good one here from Flushing. Bryce Harper against Jose Quintana, taking a big cut at that fastball and fouling it back. 0-1. This might be the last hitter, you guys think?
I think so. With Reed Garrett up, righties just righty, 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 all the way to Stott. I think they have Quintana out there to possibly get Harper out. Then you go to your bullpen to try to keep it at 1-0.
And remember, Castellanos hit a hard double against him for the only Philadelphia hit.
Ball.
Close pitch doesn't go Quintana's way. That looked like a strike on Fox Box.
Pretty good to. I'm a little biased on pitcher zones usually, but it looked pretty good.
That's the old MVP pitch. Bryce Harper's got some MVPs, so you don't get that called on him.
The 1-1.
Ball.
Tried again and missed a little high that time. 2-1. Quintana's 2-1. Harper hits it hard towards the corner in right field. Marte is over. That'll get down for a base hit. Harper looking for 2, and he's going to have the second double for Philadelphia tonight, and the leadoff man is finally on base for Philadelphia after they had gone broke most of this series. Harper is aboard, and Carlos Mendoza is indeed going to Reed Garrett. With Castellanos coming up, Harper in scoring position in the 6th. About the pair of starting pitchers tonight. Ranger Suarez, 29-year-old, stepping up after a brutal second half and muscling through 4 1/3, while the 35-year-old Jose Quintana, just his 6th career playoff start, working his way into the 6th inning and allowing just 2 doubles. Impressive stuff from these 2 starters tonight in what was not an easy outing for either. But one of those hits against Quintana was Harper's double. The other was Castellanos. And Reed Garrett gets a splitter underneath the bat of Castellanos to start him off here.
Well, both of those guys battled. You know, you saw traffic left and right for Ranger, but really, it wasn't that way with Quintana. He only gave up the 2 hits.
Now look at Harper. And a skipper into the glove of Alvarez.
Good grab right there. He only gave up the 2 hits. You know, he worked around some deep counts here and there, but he threw 22 changeups tonight, 21 of them below in the dirt for chase. They swung 4 or 5 times, swung and missed, got some outs with it. He effectively worked around the zone.
Now it's up to the bullpens. The 1-1. Castellanos fouls it off of Alvarez, who is going to need a moment. 1-2. Quintana signed with the Mets 18 years ago. Debuted with the White Sox 12 years ago.
He had a great catcher when he debuted, by the way.
I should say. Ranger Suarez, an 8th career playoff start tonight, and had to muscle his way through. And now drama for the remainder of the night, seemingly. Harper at second with nobody out in the 6th. Castellanos takes the ball.
Castellanos at a minimum has to get Harper to third with 1 out here. Whether it's a fly ball to right, make Marte throw him out, because you know Harper's going to be hyper aggressive on the bases, or hit a ground ball to the right side. At a minimum, if you drive him in, great, but you got to get him to third with less than 2 outs.
Decent arms across the board in left, center, and right. Taylor had that impressive play to cut down Alec Bohm yesterday. He's got 4 assists. Marte has had one of the best arms in baseball since he showed up. He's got 6 this year. Nimmo has 4 in left. 2-2 pitch. Another bouncer, a splitter, and a good block again by Alvarez behind the plate.
We've seen great plays by catchers in this game.
Absolutely.
I mean, blocking balls, the play by Real Muto to end the 1 inning, but watch this ball bounces. I mean, that ball, that's a 50-footer. That's like a 50-footer, and Alvarez just chests it up, goes right there, keeps Harper at second base.
That was a bowler in cricket tossing one towards the wickets, and Alvarez was ready.
Didn't swing at the old 50-footer, huh?
Yeah.
Good take.
Old classic 50-footer. Payoff pitch to Castellanos is waved on and missed on a splitter. Both of these teams trying to get something going with runners in scoring position. The Phillies now 0 for 4. The Mets are 2 for 10. As these pitchers, the starters in particular, and now into the bullpens, they have really locked it down with runners on. Bohm with that tapper back in the 4th was able to score Harper, who has one thrown back at him. It went off of Harper, and that ball nearly ricocheted in an odd space, but it ends up staying there for Iglesias.
Oh, you said he had one thrown back at him. It threw it right at him and hit him. It looked like it hit him right in the rib cage. Like, Harper needs a second here.
He's actually lucky
like
that that did
butt.
hit Harper, because if not, that's going into center field.
No doubt.
Oh yeah, that was flush.
The old peach back there.
He's looking right away. He'd be standing on third if that didn't hit him.
Let's see if he's aggressive at any point in this at bat. In there for a strike. 0-1 on Bohm. Rob Thompson has tried to love up Alec Bohm and keep encouraging him throughout this last 3-week stretch where he has been scuffling mightily. Harper is dancing a lot at second. It's inside to Bohm, 1-1.
Well, if you're Bohm, you're relishing the fact that at least, you know what, you got the run home. You know, you put the ball in play, you got the job done. You got to build off little victories right now.
Aaron misses low with a fastball, 2-1. Bohm, an all-star for the first time this season, had a great first half. Being patient at the plate this time after he's been aggressive all series. 3 balls and a strike on Bohm. First round pick in 2018, the number 3 overall pick. Number 2 in the Rookie of the Year voting behind Devin Williams of Milwaukee, who the Mets beat in Game 3 of that wild card series. Three-1. Bohm waves and misses at a sweeper. 3-2. A bad swing.
Why would you throw him a strike? He chases. He's shown he's going to chase. He did it 3-1 last time. Now you got him set up. If he can throw a splitter anywhere close, he'll swing and miss.
Harper at second, 1 out. A 3-2 pitch to Bohm. And he laid off the splitter in the dirt. And he ends up drawing a walk, and there are 2 aboard.
The old 50-footer take. Bueno.
We've seen a 50-footer swing and then a 55-foot take.
Well, that's the one, you know, you said anything close, but it has to come out of the hand looking like a strike, and he would have swung.
Jeremy Hefner will make his way out to chat with Reed Garrett. We've got a quick word from Corona.
Living la vida más fina, no cabe mi rutina.
Hefner out to chat with this group. Jeremy Hefner has had some good moments. Has settled down pitchers when they needed it. 38-year-old from Oklahoma. Pitched for the Mets in 2012 and 2013. In fact, got his first win in Major League Baseball against the Phillies. In the same game, he got his first Major League hit. The only home run of his career came in this ballpark off Joe Blanton. Ended up retiring in 2017. Was a scout for the Twins, and now the last 5 years with the Mets. His pitcher, Reed Garrett, faces Real Muto with 2 on and 1 out. Looking for a double play ball. Strike 1.
Hard to swing at a first pitch slider. But when JT's seeing the ball really well, he's going to hit any first pitch strike. That one was right there.
1-1.
A lot of Mets fans right now, it's quiet, right?
It's an eerie silence.
It's almost
in
like
here,
they're
man.
waiting for something not good to happen. Look at the worry on all their faces. They're all like, what's bad going to happen here? Come on. And if they get out of it, it'll be the complete opposite.
With each Garrett delivery out of the zone, that feeling compounds, I would imagine, for the fans in this building.
There's no smiles. And they're winning this series. There should be smiles.
Big moment, AJ.
2-1 coming. In there for a strike. Real Muto has not swung at any pitch except for one he's seen tonight. That was his fly out in the 4th. 12 pitches, 1 swing. Garrett disengages.
This is kind of where I wish we could turn the pitch clock off a little bit. Add to the drama just a little bit.
2-2. Big lead from Harper, and it's fouled by Real Muto. This isn't dramatic enough for you,
I don't want this moment to be over. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, let this play out a little bit.
This speaks to how fun this is. This was the reaction by a fan to just that last foul ball.
Oh.
Every pitch, so much weight on it.
They're hanging on every pitch.
Oh my gosh, this is so much fun. I know there's high tension, and the fans are probably freaking out for both teams, but man, this is fun. 2 on, 1 out. 2-2 on Real Muto. Got him. With the splitter.
We got a ways to go for the one guy's sign.
Yeah, 2 series need to end before that happens.
But this is just a nasty pitch right here. Slider. Real Muto fouls it off into the glove of Alvarez. Just a nasty pitch. Now we got the lefty coming in.
Stott is coming up. And to the lefty for the Mets in Peterson. Official MLB skills competition for baseball and softball players ages 7 to 14. You can host a local competition in 2025 and give the kids a chance to make it to the national finals at the 2025 World Series. PitchHitRun.com. Here's David Peterson on 3 innings in game 1 scoreless. And he misses outside to Bryson Stott, who, despite his left-handed bat, Rob Thompson said, I have confidence in Stott being in there against the lefty. He gets a shot here, and Peterson trying to finish off this 6th inning with Harper stranded at second. 2-0 the count. Bohm at first. He walked against Garrett, sandwiched in between those 2 strikeouts of Castellanos and Real Muto.
We see how important this game is to Carlos Mendoza and the Mets. Peterson, he said, if he gets him up, he's coming in. Well, this is his pocket. He's got Stott lefty, Wilson a righty, but then you have Marsh and Schwarber lefty, so this is his pocket.
A bouncing ball up the first base line. It stays fair for Alonso, and the inning is over. Peterson comes on and finishes the frame. 2 left on base to the bottom of the 6th, and a 1-0 game 4. By a Google Cloud. Mets have a 28% chance of an extra base hit in this inning. They've got their 6-hitter JD Martinez leading things off against Jeff Hoffman, thanks to Google Cloud for the real-time insights. First pitch swinging. JD Martinez fouls it away. 0 for 2 today. Struck out and hit into an inning-ending double play in the 3rd against Ranger Suarez.
Wayno, what's it like for a reliever? That was a long inning. He got the out to get out of the last inning. Now he had to go sit over there for 15 to 20 minutes. You got to pump up your adrenaline somehow.
With 2 pitching changes mixed in there, right?
Yeah, that actually can be tough. These guys are used to coming in the game, doing their inning and getting out of there. Somebody else comes in. This can be something different. You just have to keep your mind, you know, focused on 1 pitch at a time.
Hard hit ball by Martinez past Stott in the center field. The leadoff man is on base for the 2nd consecutive inning. And for the 4th time tonight for New York, trying to scratch home a run.
I'm kind of surprised they were pitching JD in right there. I mean, you can go off the plate in, but JD's so much better middle in that he is away. I would have thought they would have just flooded him with breaking balls away there.
So now Marte with Bohm playing a little bit in at 3rd. Big swing on a slider, 0-1. A bouncer, that one gets away from Real Muto, and Martinez will cruise into scoring position.
No chance. No, you got no chance as a catcher. You got no chance to block this ball. You're just trying to knock it down with your glove. We keep kind of joking about 50-footers, but again, that ball almost hits in the grass. What can you do? You can't get in front of it. Just try to close your eyes, stick your glove out there, and hope it goes in it.
So now Martinez is the tying run in scoring position for the Mets. bunt shown by Marte. He pushes it foul up the third base line, and it's 1-2.
Now that's a big weapon for Marte. He loves to do that when he's third and fourth time up. He's a very good bunter. Luckily, he just, for Hoffman, he just kind of threw that up and in enough where it was hard to keep fair. If he'd have thrown him a little slider or curveball or something away or fastball away right there, that'd be a bunt base hit.
One-two. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Back-to-back innings now. Lindor got on base to start the 5th with a double. Vientos walked, and then the next 3 were retired by Suarez and Hoffman. Martinez at second. The 2-2. Down the right field line, golf foul. Sean Manaea, last night's starter. Pete Alonso, one of the heroes offensively, and one of the catalysts for the Mets season, perhaps. 2-2 pitch. And that got inside on Marte. Same situation as the 5th. 2 men aboard with nobody out for New York, which has stranded 8 and has gone 2 for 10 with runners in scoring position so far in Game 4.
Again, I know Nemo's not going to bunt. Do you bunt here, though? 8-hole hitter. You got Francisco Alvarez on deck now. He's their 9-hole hitter. He can punch out and he will chase. Hoffman's been wild this inning. Just keep the pressure on him if you're the Mets.
Here's Taylor, 1 for 2 today. Corners playing in. Taylor, broken bat roller up the third base line. It's a foul ball. John Tumpane with the call up that third base line, and he made sure everybody knew it. Oh, man.
Oh, God. Wow. As close as it gets. That is as close as it gets.
Oh, my goodness. And look at Tumpane. Boom. It's foul. Oh, my goodness.
It tried to come back, didn't it? It starts more foul than it ended up.
Taylor needs a new bat, and everybody needs a deep breath here in the ballpark. This is Mendoza, settled down after that dramatic foul ball. 2 on, nobody out, 6th inning in a 1-0 Game 4. Taylor tried to check his swing. He did, according to the first base umpire Carlos Torres. It's 1-1.
You love that their manager is just he's able to kind of keep calm in those situations, and he's still teaching through these moments. Been really impressed with Mendy.
Two balls and a strike. Mendoza in his first year, a different vibe than Buck Showalter brought. It's a different energy in the clubhouse. He loves the energy of this place. He's been in New York a long time. Obviously was with the Yankees. 44-year-old from Venezuela, a 13-year minor leaguer that started coaching 15 years ago. The 2-1. Bouncer again, gets away from Real Muto. And Martinez and Marte each advance into scoring position with nobody out.
We just talked about he's been kind of wild this inning. Second wild pitch of the inning. Gets the runners to second and third with nobody out. 3-1 count to Taylor. Mets fans are back into it.
The 37-year-old Martinez at third, the 36-year-old Marte at second. The infield's in. And Taylor's out in front, 3-2.
I go back to the long wait in between innings. It's just
could be.
until you've done it and you've seen pitchers do it, guys that are used to coming in with either clean innings or they get out of big jams are usually done. He's back again.
The payoff pitch to Taylor. And he just got a piece on a pitch that was coming inside on him. Still 3-2. And it is Estevez, who still has the only 1-2-3 inning thrown by a Philadelphia reliever in this series. It came in Game 2 in the 8th inning.
We're in Game 4.
Wild. Infield still in. And it's ball 4 to Taylor. And here comes Alvarez with the bags loaded for the 3rd time for New York tonight. A wild Hoffman frame here in the 6th.
You got to go talk to him. There he comes.
Caleb Cotham coming out right on cue, Waino. Caleb Cotham, the former Yankee and Red, an assistant pitching coach in Cincinnati, the last 4 years now in Philadelphia.
How are they going to wiggle their way out of this? They've already done it once tonight. The Mets have left the bases loaded twice. This is their 3rd shot. This meeting on the mound is about strategy. It's about getting him to relax, looking into his eyes, being positive with him. And also telling him, hey, 1 pitch away. If you give up 1 run and it's 1-1 after this inning, that's okay.
Yeah, you're just getting outs right here. You don't want to compound the inning, right, Age?
So Hoffman resets, and it's the 22-year-old Francisco Alvarez, already finishing his 2nd full year in Major League Baseball, coming up with the bases loaded and nobody out. Mets lead the series. Phillies lead Game 4. Ball 1. Alvarez. Did he go around? He did. Torres says yes. It's 1-1.
That is an interesting. You could tell he was predetermined. He was swinging here, AJ, but he hasn't really been close in 4 or 5 pitches to swing at that 1-0 pitch. You could tell he was auto swinging there.
Two and 1.
Hoffman hadn't shown the ability to throw anything for a strike. You got to look for 1 pitch in 1 zone. It's got to be right down the middle. And this is when we talk about things happening quick. Think about this inning, how quick it's happening.
26 Hoffman pitches, only 14 for strikes. 2-1. Wow,
that's a great
right
pitch.
over the plate. 2-2, right on the outer edge.
That started off and worked right back to the corner. Watch, it starts off, it just runs right back on. That's not the pitch that AJ was talking about.
2-2 on Alvarez. On the ground is short, picked up by Turner. He'll fire home for the force out to prevent Martinez from scoring. And a key first out for Jeff Hoffman and the Phillies here in the bottom of the 6th. And here comes Rob Thompson with Lindor coming up. Estevez ready to come in a 1-0 game in the bottom of the 6th. For NLDS on FS1, presented by Booking.com. And the bases are loaded again for the New York Mets in the bottom of the 6th inning. The Phillies have been pulling a high wire act with their pitching staff all night long between Suarez, Hoffman, and now it's up to Carlos Estevez, who had 1 playoff appearance in his career 7 years ago and is now pitching for the 3rd consecutive time in this series. He gave up an RBI double to Lindor in the 8th inning in the last game last night. Marte at 3rd, Taylor at 2nd, and Alvarez at 1st. Lindor will call time. The infield is pretty deep in now. Two are on the grass. The corners are just at the edge of it. Lindor batting lefty now. And he takes ball one.
Interesting play last time by Trey Turner with J.D. Martinez at third. He came home slowly, maybe could have turned two, but what it does, by getting only one out, bases loaded for the MVP candidate of the Mets.
And he takes a home run cut on a fastball at 100.
I know they got charts for this stuff. Trey's playing like almost right behind the pitcher up the middle. Lindor, with a guy throwing 100 miles an hour on the mound, I guarantee he's looking at that hole on the left side.
Up and in, 2-1.
The better question is, when's the last time Carlos Estevez pitched in the 6th inning?
Good call. Again, the type of managing that both managers kind of came into this game with. Highest leverage to your most trusted arms. The 2-1. Lindor towards right center field. This one is back. It is gone! Grand slam! And Lindor puts the Mets on top. The biggest swing of the season for New York. Strike one to Vientos. Doc loves it. And the Mets fans erupted with that monster swing from Francisco Lindor. The biggest swing in a New York Met uniform for Lindor.
Middle, 99. Estevez is praying that it doesn't go out. Knows it. You know what the best part is?
As Vientos goes down swinging, 2 down.
Lindor didn't even celebrate. Lindor just ran around the base like this was a regular season homer. He hit it. He knew it, but watch. He just, no bat flip, nothing. Just ho-hum. No big deal.
That is such a big swing right there. I don't think I'm the only one thinking this. You know, when they missed those opportunities early and the Phillies scored a run, it was kind of feeling like one of those games where it just seemed like it was going to be one of those weird wins for the Phillies coming out of nowhere when no one expected it, when it felt like the Mets were winning 5-0 and they were losing 1-0. And the Mets just kept the throttle going, man. They just kept the pressure on.
2-1 on Nimmo. And it was Lindor who saved them on the extra day of the regular season with that home run to keep him going in Atlanta. And in this game, the deepest that the Mets have been in the playoffs in nearly a decade, Lindor takes a huge swing. And it delivers in a big way. The captain of the New York Mets this season, their MVP, their leader, who called the team together in late May to try to help turn things around, swung them into the playoffs, and took the biggest swing of the division series so far. A grand slam for New York. To the 7th we go in Game 4. Ovation as he came out in between innings. It's the second Mets grand slam in postseason history. Edgardo Alfonzo, all the way back in 1999, a quarter of a century ago. And Lindor flips the game. It's 4-1, 8, 9, and 1-2 up against David Peterson. And Wilson grounds one to third. Vientos is there. Long throw for out number 1.
And a great pick by the Polar Bear at the end.
Guys, we talked about the 6 through 9 hitters in this game. This pick by Alonso to retire Wilson. The 6 through 9 hitters in this series for Philadelphia are now 4 for 51. The big boppers are still guaranteed an at bat in this game, but guys have to get on base in front of them. Marsh showing bunt. It's a strike.
That's really been the story of the series. The Mets bottom of the order has hit, gotten on base for guys like Lindor and Alonso to drive them in. The Phillies have not. And Rob Thompson's tried different combinations. He's tried everybody he's got. He's tried Clemens, he's tried Rojas, he's tried Hayes, he's tried Sosa. No one has been able to figure it out.
Towards second, long run for Iglesias. He behind the back flips to Lindor to try to make something spectacular happen. Marsh is able to beat it out. So now finally on cue, the 9-hitter gets on base for Philadelphia. Top of the order coming, and a huge matchup coming in a few days for America's Game of the Week. Jared Goff and the Lions taking on Dak Prescott and the Cowboys. Great 1 o'clock games to lead you into America's Game of the Week on Fox on Sunday.
An infield hit is sometimes the way crazy things start, but you had to get on base for these big guys, and he just did it.
It's a big at bat for Marsh. Here's Schwarber, and he was trying to change the complexion of this game with one big swing.
Game 2 we saw, man, every time the other side stepped up and took a big shot, scored a couple of runs, the other side came right back. This is the inning the Philadelphia Phillies have a chance to come right back.
The ball. Turner on deck. Harper, if the inning continues, to him. Still a long way to go for this Mets bullpen. Still have 8 outs to try to get, and a lot of big bats coming for Philadelphia. Schwarber to second. Big hop to Iglesias. Lindor to Alonso. There's 2 quick outs right there to finish off the 7th. Peterson gets out of it. It's stretch time in Game 4. A native will come to the plate to start the bottom of the 7th. Families affected by Hurricane Milton and Hurricane Helene urgently need your support. You can help the American Red Cross provide meals and shelter to people when they need it most. Donate today to Hurricanes Milton and Helene by going to redcross.org or calling 1-800-RED-CROSS. Ryan Kirkring to Pete Alonso. That's up the third base line. A fair ball, and Alonso looking for extra bases. And Orion Kirkring on the first pitch he throws gets rudely greeted by Alonso. Kirkring, the former South Florida Bull who played his college ball in the Tampa area.
Listen, great swing by Pete Alonso, not to put a damper on the excitement of this game, but being from Florida, living in Florida, the Hurricane Milton is hitting right when Pete Alonso gets that double. There's so many people affected by that storm and the previous storms. Please help if you can. You got Carlos Mendoza, you got Pete Alonso, who's a Tampa native. You got the Phillies that do their spring training in Clearwater. Orion Kirkring went to USF in Tampa. Please help if you can.
That one gets past Real Muto. A lot of wild pitches the last couple of innings, and Alonso on to third base here in the 7th.
That's huge right there, getting him to third. Now they don't have to bunt him over there now. He's already in at third base. But also the pitch that Pete hit. You know, he hasn't hit the fastball in, but he does hit the traveler, the one that starts away and works in. That's a completely different pitch.
Now the infield has to play in And it's 3-0 on Iglesias.
And again, the ineffectiveness of the Philadelphia bullpen. They can't get a 1-2-3 inning. Zach Wheeler dominated. Since then, it has been a disaster for the bullpen. Even after Zach Wheeler left that game 1, there has been nobody that can step up and give them a clean inning to get some momentum going. It's, oh, we're in trouble, we're in trouble, we're in trouble. They're always playing catch up from the bullpen.
And there is ball 4 from Kirkring. The first 2 men have reached here in the 7th inning. And really part of the success of the Phillies the last couple of years, their bullpen was able to give them key innings at big moments after they had been one of the more maligned bullpens in Major League Baseball for some time. Rob Thompson came in the middle of 2022, and their bullpen, their best arms, played like really good arms en route to a pennant and a trip to the LCS. But it's been a rough go in this series against New York, a team that has hurt bullpens throughout this 2-week excursion. Martinez waves and misses. They got after Iglesias of Atlanta. They got after Devin Williams in Milwaukee. They've gotten after this Philadelphia pen in this division series.
Well, they have just put the pressure on nonstop, every inning, every game. They have just been an unstoppable force.
1-1. If you're New York, you don't want to stop, though, right? I would imagine.
No.
Again, you still have Turner, Harper, Castellanos with at-bats coming. Any run helps. And as we've said multiple times in this series, no lead feels safe. And with how these playoff games have gone back and forth across the board, no lead feels safe.
The Mets are one swing away from J.D. Martinez or Starling Marte or Taylor from putting this game away. It's that on the brink for Phillies.
You're saying that it's teetering now for Philadelphia.
Oh, yeah. The season is in these next 3 outs right here because you got Turner, Harper, Castellanos coming up. You think your best opportunity, but if they're down 4, 5, 6 runs, those good bats almost don't matter.
On the ground towards third, foul. Runners at the corners, nobody out. The 1-2. 2-2. Martinez, took a flyer on him for a 1-year deal. Was dealing with a back injury in spring training. Did not debut until later in the season. Ended up being a key piece to the Mets being able to turn things around late in the season and still make the playoffs after they went through a rough stretch without Francisco Lindor. He broke out of a slump on the final weekend of the regular season, has come up with pinch hit RBIs in this postseason. Kirkring is able to get him out for the first out of the 7th inning. That was a nasty looking pitch out of the zone.
That's such a huge strikeout right there. To get that out without that runner at third scoring, gives them a chance to get out of here with this 0. It was a huge pitch from Kirkring.
So now it's Marte. A gutty performance by Ranger Suarez, the Philadelphia starter. Jose Quintana for the Mets muscled through 5+. 0-1 on Marte. We said it at the time in a 1-0 game when the starters came out. Which bullpen is going to perform better? So far, with still outs to go and plenty of them, it's been the Mets bullpen. Nothing in 2.
Boy, 2 great pitches right there in a row from Kirkring. Located a great sinker, strike 1. Came back with a really good sweeper, strike 2.
Ball.
1-2 on Marte.
Man, you can tell when Marte gets the 2 strikes, he almost takes all the movement out. He is just trying to put the ball in play, shoot it to right field any chance he gets.
Yeah, we call that, he backs it up. You know, he's looking just to shoot that ball to right field, just like you said.
Waves and misses and a fastball out of the zone. 2 down. Each season, the Hank Aaron Award is given to the best overall offensive performer in each league. You can cast your vote for the 2024 award by scanning the QR code or enter at MLB.com/Aaron. Lindor and Harper, both the headline nominees for these two teams. 2 down for Taylor, who had a walk in that 6th inning. He swings at the first pitch, sends it out towards right center for Castellanos. And a great job by Orion Kerkering there. The first 2 men reach on a walk and a double. He gets the next 3 in order. Season baseball, get personalized highlights and push notifications just for you. Download the MLB app today. So here is Philadelphia's biggest shot to get back in this. Turner, Harper, Castellanos against David Peterson. Strike 1 on a curveball. Turner tonight is 0 for 3. Just 3 for 14 in the series. 1-1.
Got to score. You got to score here. This is your chance if you're the Phillies. Heart of the order. Before Edwin Diaz gets up for the Mets, you got to score.
Tell you what, how about the faith in Peterson right here?
Sure.
Your young future starting pitcher star. They give the 8th inning of. They give the 8th inning with the heart of the Philadelphia Phillies lineup up there. A lot of people would have thought maybe bring in Diaz right here, but they believe in this guy.
2-2 pitch to Turner. 1 away in the 8th.
Just comes right over with that slider. He's located pitches away, works off the same tunnel and brings it down and in. And it's the same story. They keep chasing AJ.
Yeah, but give the Mets credit. They keep making pitches.
Absolutely.
For them to chase too.
Now it's Harper, who used a timeout before this at bat. Swings at the first one. Vientos to his left. 2 away in the 8th.
Listen, if the Phillies come back and win this game, it would be a great comeback. But like for a guy like Bryce Harper, Trey Turner, that could be the last at bat of your season. And you've done all these great things. You've had an unbelievable season. And that feeling of Bryce Harper when he has to run back to the dugout.
As Castellanos swings at the first pitch again and hits it in the left field. He's been aggressive.
The thoughts right out of my mind, AJ. You've probably been on both sides of that, hadn't you?
Yeah. The feeling when you just, not that it's over because the Phillies could still come back, but you think in your mind, gosh, that could be my last at bat of the year. It's just such a weird feeling.
Well, now things get a little interesting, even with those deflated faces in the Philadelphia dugout. Castellanos is aboard. Hefner is out. You've got Bohm coming up here, and you wonder when Edwin Diaz might start. Well, right on cue. Thanks, guys. Excellent job by our crew right on top of it. Edwin Diaz is loosening up in that New York bullpen. The Philadelphia Phillies had that long playoff drought. They had a rough start to the 2022 season. Rob Thompson takes over for Joe Girardi. The vibes change, and they have this incredible run to get to the World Series. But the bats go quiet against Houston in that set. They come back last year, battle through the wild card again, get to the league championship series, had a 3-2 lead coming back to Philadelphia, and Arizona took game 6 and 7 to head to the World Series. And now this season, the best team in the National League East, which did have some scuffles in the second half of the year, but was the division champion for the first time in 13 years. 4 outs away from being eliminated yet again, shy of their World Series or bust mentality that they came in with.
Their owner said it. He said it. He wants his trophy. Well, right now, nothing short of winning that trophy is what the Phillies are about. Everything in their organization points to that. They're going to need a massive comeback here to keep those hopes alive.
Up the first base line, it is a foul ball. Carlos Torres, the first base umpire.
Was that line drive past the base?
I think that's what the argument is here from Paco Figueroa, the first base coach. He's asking Carlos Torres about that. You can challenge a fair or foul call from the outfield, but not on the infield.
Well, anything past the bag, right?
Right.
Anything in the air past the bag.
Yeah, but it bounced already.
It
already bounced.
There you go. There's your
See,
answer.
I thought,
Well, if that bounced.
I thought. I don't know. It's so hard to tell unless you have a ball right, a camera right down the line, which is we're pretty close.
Oof. Very close. 1-2 on Bohm. In the dirt, Alvarez with the stop.
Let's take another look at this down the line angle. Oh my goodness.
I thought it was fair off the naked eye, and that angle looks like it's so hard to tell.
It's within inches, right? I got that ball being fair.
And Bohm was going after the umpire, and that's why Paco Figueroa stepped in to make sure nothing happened to Alec Bohm. Now a 2-2 pitch from Peterson. Over Peterson, Lindor to his left, smoothly takes it for the third out. Peterson out of it. And the Mets coming to bat in the bottom of the 8th. Offensive outs away from a trip to the National League Championship Series. This was a rocky start to the season. They lost their first 5 games, and in the month of May is when things started to turn around. Vientos gets promoted, takes over late in the month as the main third baseman. Lindor moves to the leadoff spot after a discussion with Mendoza. They've got one of the worst records in the National League at the end of May, but Lindor has the meeting with the team. Iglesias gets promoted from AAA, and that's when things started to take off for New York. Matt Strahm to Francisco Alvarez to start the bottom of the 8th. Since June 1st, the best record in baseball belonged to the New York Mets, and they still had to play an extra day of the regular season to finish out their schedule to even reach the playoffs. They needed dramatics in Game 3 in Milwaukee to reach the division series, and they were stymied offensively for the first 5+ innings of this game before Lindor's swing hurt around Queens. 2-0 from Strahm, the All-Star who gave up the big Nimmo hit in Game 1 and the Vientos homer in Game 2. Alvarez fouls it, 2-1.
All the credit in the world, though, to the Mets organization, to the players, to Carlos Mendoza for righting the ship. It really is a remarkable turnaround when you look at where they were and where they are possibly close to getting to. It's a remarkable turnaround.
I look back at that Atlanta series right there after the season where they're playing those couple extra games. They got a split at least for both of them to get in, but they were down 3-0 going into the 8th inning of that game, and they would have had a very hard time winning that second game where the way their pitching was set up. That was, I mean, look, they've done it all. They've done it for a month now, but you could point to that game. You could point to the game in Milwaukee. There's a lot of different games where you're like, man, they maybe shouldn't even be here right now. It's kind of amazing.
Two pitch. Fouled away. Alvarez was a key piece early. AJ, you pointed it out early in the series when he had that thumb injury early in the season. That really hurt the Mets. When he came back, it settled things down for their pitching staff. 3-2 on Alvarez, just 22 years of age. Strahm trying to bounce back after his outings in Game 1 and Game 2. Out towards center field and Marsh. He's got it for out number 1. This is what you guys were talking about. The 161st game of the season. The day after the season was scheduled to close. Hits that huge home run to put the Mets on top. To that point, the biggest swing of their year. And then with the offense scuffling to put runs across here in Game 4. His grand slam turned this game around. And here they are at Citi Field chanting MVP. Out towards left. And it is a sliding catch by Wilson. Nicely done for the second out. Down to Tom Verducci for more.
Yeah, this is legendary stuff when we're talking about Francisco Lindor. Don't forget, it was only a couple of weeks ago the Mets weren't sure if he could play again this year because of back spasms. It takes him 40 minutes of therapy just to get on the field every day. If you think about going back to that home run off Iglesias, going back to the clinching game in Milwaukee when they were down 2-0 to Devin Williams, the lights-out closer. He started the rally with a walk, and then today against Estevez with the grand slam. Those are 3 potential clinchers against 3 closers, and Lindor coming up big every time.
And Tom, correct me if I'm mistaken, I believe that count against Williams was 1 ball and 2 strikes before he worked that walk.
He's been an on-base machine, getting on base 20 times in these 11 games since he came back from that back injury, but it was the power tonight, perhaps the biggest blow of his career.
Out to center for Vientos. Marsh is there. 1-2-3 inning. Last chance for Philadelphia. Real Muto, Stott, and Wilson. And here comes Edwin Diaz. Edwin Diaz coughed up a 3-run lead in that game 161 at Atlanta. Later apologized to his teammates. He watched Lindor hit that go-ahead home run in the 9th and then went to Jeremy Hefner and then Carlos Mendoza and said, I got this, put me in. He helped this team get to the playoffs. He gave up the big hit to Stott in Game 2. That 2-run triple in the 8th inning and blew the save. 3 outs away from sending the Mets to their first National League Championship Series in 9 years. It is Real Muto to lead things off. Defensive subs behind Diaz, the normal defensive rotation in the late game. Quickly 2-0 on Real Muto. Bader in center, sliding Taylor to right. Acuna to second, sliding Iglesias to third.
Well, if you're the Phillies, this is the time you need your bottom half. You need your bottom half of your order to get going. And all that other stuff will be forgotten if they get going right now.
Stott on deck. And then the 8th spot. Thompson has multiple guys he could take off the bench. There's a strike, 3-1.
You cannot have walks, Wayno. You cannot have walks. JT Realmuto, if he hits his ball to the Bronx in Yankee Stadium, that's fine. It's 4-2. But you cannot have walks to give him hope, especially a leadoff guy.
There's a walk to start this 9th inning.
And how did the comeback for the Mets start against the Brewers?
They got on base with a walk against Devin Williams.
Leadoff walk.
It has been an up and down year for Edwin Diaz. In his season back from a knee injury he suffered in the World Baseball Classic in 2023. He missed all of last season. In at third is Iglesias. Middle infield at double play depth. Stott takes ball 1. Cody Clemens has grabbed a bat. He represents the tying run on deck for Philadelphia.
Stott has got to be patient here, Adam.
And now Ryan Stanek has already picked up a baseball in the Mets bullpen.
All the Phillies want is to get to the top of the order.
Yes.
If they get to the top of the order, the tying run will be at the plate.
Three balls and no strikes. 8 pitches. 7 of them out of the zone for Diaz. There's Clemens, who represents the tying run right now.
You got to take 2 here. If you're Stott, you got to make him throw 2
I'd take
strikes.
3.
3-0. There's 1.
It didn't have to be. That wasn't exactly right down the middle either.
That's one up the bunch, I guess.
Three-one pitch. It is ball 4, and the tying run will come to the plate for Philadelphia. Back-to-back Diaz walks to start the 9th inning. And immediately, here comes a mound visit.
Well, we've seen Hefner come out there and have the magic stick when he had the meeting with Game 2. Let's see if he can pull the magic out again. Game 4.
And now Clemens, who has a couple of base hits and an RBI in this series. He's had to come in off the bench a couple of times. The son of the 11-time All-Star, multi-time Cy Young Award winner and 2-time World Series champion Roger Clemens will pinch hit for Wilson as the tying run. He has had some clutch moments this year.
Mets fans are like, can we not just have a 1-2-3?
Clemens hit a game-tying home run with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th against Washington back in mid-May. He's the tying run here with nobody out in the 9th inning. First pitch is a ball, and Diaz just cannot find the zone right now. 9 out of the zone out of the 11 he's tossed. There's a strike.
And has it been all fastballs? Have there been any sliders mixed in? It's been all heaters, hasn't it?
I think he threw 1 slider.
As a catcher, you're always like, all right, let's throw something else just to make him move his hand around and think about something different.
1 slider was the walk pitch to Real Muto. That's it. Oof, there was a slider, and it missed way inside.
And these are some nerve-wracking moments for everybody, because you're so anticipating winning the game, winning the series, and with every base runner it just gets a little tighter, a little bit tighter.
Big cut from Clemens. It's 2-2.
So much more nerve-wracking when you're not playing. When you're playing, you don't even notice it. But man, I'm like, oh my goodness.
What's the deal with this game? 2-2. Clemens goes down swinging, 1 away. Two and 1 count on Clemens. He comes back for the strikeout.
See the good run on his fastball. When he's locating that, it's so hard to hit. It's got great carry and great run. Very hard to center that up.
Here's Marsh. Strike 1. Real Muto and Stott each walked. A ball and a strike. Marsh waves and misses, 1-2. One-two pitch. Marsh hits it in the air to center. Bader backing. 2 away. And on to third base goes Real Muto. It didn't look like that Real Muto was going to take off initially. He ends up just taking off and sliding into third base. And now runners at the corners with 2 down.
Well, Bader does the right thing. He just throws it to second base. Real Muto thinks he's going to throw it to third, and then he's kind of stuck, so he goes. Doesn't mean anything.
Just an interesting position to possibly be in for Real Muto more than anything else.
I guess it maybe opens up the hole on the right side, but I can't imagine Alonso's going to hold the runner over at first. So that kind of takes away that hole.
So now the season is on the line. Stott at first, Real Muto at third, and Kyle Schwarber, one of the most prolific playoff home run hitters in the history of this sport, who has never had a hit against Edwin Diaz, 0 for 9 with 7 strikeouts, will climb in as the tying run. Runner takes off from first. Defensive indifference. Stott is at second. Strike 1 to Schwarber.
Well, he's going to make Diaz come in the zone unless he, gets big and tries to hit a homer here.
1-1. Diaz to Schwarber, the 1-1 pitch. Down the right field line, foul, and it's 1-2. 1 strike away. Tying run at the plate. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss! The incredible turnaround by the New York Mets has taken them to their first National League Championship Series in 9 years. What a scene in Queens. In a dramatic Game 4 clincher, the first clinching game that these Citi Field fans have seen the Mets win for a postseason series in the 15 years that this ballpark has been open. They clinch a playoff series at home for the first time in 24 years. And imagine Brandon Nimmo, a heavy heart all weekend. He's heading to the National League Championship Series for the first time. And there's the man of the moment. The Mets are headed to the LCS. Down to the field, Francisco Lindor is with our Tom Verducci.
Thanks, Francisco Lindor. Welcome to the land of postseason legends. Your team is trailing. You hit a game, go-ahead grand slam in the first time the New York Mets have clinched a postseason series in this ballpark, and now the chance to play for the National League pennant. What does this moment, this night mean to you?
You said it yesterday. We had a great opportunity in our hands, and that's what it is today. It's a great opportunity. We're blessed to do this in front of the fans. We just keep climbing. My bat doesn't come up if it wasn't for the guys in front of me. Yeah, today I was the one that drove in runs, but it could have been anybody.
Francisco, you saw 4 straight fastballs and squared up the 4th one. Take me through that at bat and the way that you ran around the bases. What's going through your mind?
I was just trying to get a good pitch to hit and bring one run hit in, and it worked out. It went over the fence. I wasn't trying to be the guy. I was just trying to continue the momentum that the guys had.
Francisco, you hear this crowd. You hug the owner, Steve Cohen. When you came here to the New York Mets, did you imagine it could be this good?
This is what I wanted. I came here to play winning baseball and to get an opportunity to try to win a World Series, and we got to keep on climbing. I mean, thank you, fans. I love you guys. Met Nation, amazing. And I'm blessed. Glory to God. I'm blessed. My daughters and my wives are here, and they get to watch Daddy do something special.
And the story continues. We will see you in the National League Championship Series.
Sir, go. Thank you.
Back to you, Adam.
His wife Katya, his daughters Kalina and Amapola, frequent visitors to Mets games, and they get to see their father keep playing postseason baseball. The first piece of the Steve Cohen turnaround for this New York Mets organization. Lindor, part of a massive turnaround for this team, and the Mets are headed to the LCS.
They're headed to LCS. They stepped up in a big way. You know, they got pumpkins, they got grimace, but the main thing they have is belief. They're all pulling on the same side of the rope, and when you believe, you can do some really cool things. That's a magic team out there right now.
They have all the momentum in the world right now. The comebacks from where they started early in the year, the best record in baseball since June 1st that we showed, winning the game in Atlanta, being on the brink in Milwaukee, beating the Phillies, one of their nemesis and their division champions. They have all the momentum, and whether it's Dodgers or Padres that have to face the Mets, it's going to be a tough out because these guys, like Wayno said, they believe and they have the momentum.
The house money Mets are headed to the National League Championship Series for the first time since 2015 in what was the first ever playoff series between the Mets and Phillies. It did not disappoint in terms of drama. For AJ Pierzynski, Adam Wainwright, Tom Berducci, the wonderful women and men of our Fox Sports crew, Adam Amin sending you to Kevin Burkhardt in LA.